Evening. Hi. How are you? How was your sleep? I'm okay. I finished my other reading. It went longer than I expected it to, but that's okay. Yeah, it ended up being 3 hours. The shuffle, when I went back, the shuffle, like just pulling all of the cards, was over 40 minutes. So it was the 55 card reading. The next scheduled reading that I have. So it's the same as the one I did earlier. It's just for the Divine Masculine Collective. It's going to be the 55 cards, which is my Esesis Tree of Life card spread. And it's just for shadow, hidden, unconscious aspects. Of course. What's your question? What's next for your YouTube? Okay. I can pull cards for that. So Siren asks, what's next for my YouTube? Ooh. Okay, Siren. You got a few more cards that wanted to come out for you, but the cards that have presented for your question, what's next for my YouTube, are the Knight of Wands, the Princess of Discs, the Tower reverse, the Princess of Wands reverse, the Five of Discs, and the Two of Wands. So with this Knight of Wands and the Princess of Discs, this is indicating to me that you are going to be putting in a consistent amount of active effort with this Knight of Wands, but you're also going to be satisfied with physically with how your channel is running and just moving. Generally, there are some things that you are wanting to do and be better with, but just within the capacity of the effort that you're putting in, you are satisfied with what you're receiving back. You're just wanting more. With this tower in the reverse, though, it feels like there may be something about the channel that you don't like, and maybe that's where the um, what I was stating with this Princess of Disc, there is something more that you're wanting to see with the channel. It could have to do with this. There's something around or within the channel that conflicts with you, that you don't like, that honestly is probably harmful for your channel, but it's either intuitively, it really feels that this is something that you may not be paying attention to or you may not be aware of. With the Princess of Wands in reverse, this is with me looking into this Princess of Wands. I do feel that it reaffirms what I was picking up with this tower, that it may be something you're not aware of. because the Princess of Wands is someone upright, someone who is very initiative in going towards physical pursuits or goals. But with this being in the reverse, this really feels that you can't initiate a particular work or effort, and I feel it's because of what I was picking up from this tower. You don't know right away what it is that you're wanting to change, or what it is that you're needing to change with or about the account. Um, and it's interesting that I just said about the account. So I feel that it may have to do with the management of the account and not necessarily the content of your channel. Yes, it has to do with managing the account because this Princess of Wands is in the reverse where the Princess of Discs is upright. So the actual content of the channel and how satisfied you are is within alignment. It is satisfactory for you as of right now with this Princess of Discs, but just the actual physical effort with running the account. Um, there could be some upsets with that that you're needing to first figure out and then to work through. With the five of this, however, mm, what I intuitively pick up because this five of this follows the Princess of Wands. Um, this really feels like what you're needing to change from this Tower reverse and the Princess of Wands reverse is something, excuse me, is something that you you don't want to change, honestly, because this five of this presents it. It um, could indicate that five numerologically is the number of change, so it could indicate that you are making physical changes. But the way I intuitively am sensing is this five is actually intending to be an indication of differences within physical manifestations. So you physically feel at odd with what you're physically experiencing, meaning, which is why I was getting the interpretation that you don't necessarily want to make these changes. You feel that whatever functional changes to your account and to your channel that you would make wouldn't be materially what you're wanting um, from your channel. However, the channel itself, you running the channel does allow you to grow and mature as a person with this Two of Wands in the upright. Hi, Elaine. If you're interested in a reading, you can check out the pinned comment. With this Two of Wands, this um, is stating that you are working on yourself, you are improving yourself, and you are seeing success with whatever changes that you are physically undergoing because it's in the upright. So for, I guess to answer your question overall, what's next for your YouTube? You're just going to keep working on whatever it is that you want to do with your channel. Just be aware that there may be some things that you do implement on your channel that in the long term or overall may not be um, as good as you would hope, and it's not what you're expecting because of this five of this. It's not what you're expecting. So if there's something that comes up that kind of makes you want to instantly reject it, take a second look at what that aspect or situation is, because it may be this Tower in the reverse. So that's what I have for you, Siren. With how I engage and how okay. It's definitely something. It's definitely about how you physically engage, because this Princess of Wands is in the reverse. So it has nothing to do with the content of your channel or with how satisfied you are, since the Princess of Discs is upright. It has to do with what you're physically undergoing. Thank you for that confirmation. I do appreciate it. Hi, Elaine. Welcome in. I was listening to her really didn't like tarot. I mean, do what makes you happy. So it could be that you're needing to physically do something different. You did have the Knight of Wands as the first card. So you are physically working on something. With that Princess of Discs, that was also indicating that you have some satisfaction, but you are wanting more materially. So maybe you're just needing to expand your content. That earrings is the energy. I see. I'm gonna have to book you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do accept free reading requests by email. So if you don't want to, or if you can't pay for a paid reading, you can always email me. That was good. Was it that good? Jeez. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I think those princesses coming out were also very good indicators of your energy, because you are young. Honestly, though, tarot reading might act as a divine partnership for you, because for the live, I only intend to pull 4 cards, but you had 6 that came out, and 6 are the number of cards that I use for my divine partnership readings. So reading could actually really be for you. Shift my energy certain people. I get that. Well, just so you know, you have at least one person, so who wants to fulfill, or at least try to fulfill, that type of role for you. Tendency to overdo things. That's the. I really feel like that's the Aries moon. You probably need to ground yourself more. I wasn't how I felt while trying to pull cards. You felt disconnected. That may not be a bad thing though, because when I read, I also take a disconnected or quote unquote disconnected approach as well. But well, first, that also could be because of my Aquarius moon. We naturally are just emotionally disconnected. But I choose to take that approach because spirit isn't necessarily emotional. Spirit is very literal. And so taking that approach, I feel, does allow for the most accurate messages to come through. It's coming. I do understand, and we've talked a little bit about just the interactions that can happen. Unfulfilled. Mm, mm. Well, maybe you're just needing to rest and recharge. You can take a break. I took that 3 month break 1 month into starting my channel. So I had one round of readings and then I took a break. When you're doing lives, you could also set your chat to be for subscribers only. And so then you're kind of filtering who and essentially the type of people that interact. What was it? What was it about them? that. Was it something they did that turned you off, or were you just not feeling it? I just felt used. I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that. It's a little hard to navigate that aspect because honestly, that's really all that it is. It is us being used with or without um, feedback. So, but I understand. It's like you're wanting to witness more appreciation. Could that be accurate? Mm. Oh, they were trying to get questions when you were doing like your chit chat lives. Right. They're only interacting with your channel just for that. mm, I get that. Um, Maybe for a little while you could try growing like the regular content of your channel so that way people who genuinely watch tarot videos and tarot readings and who consistently like follow tarot advice and whatnot and are not just looking for a quick fix answer. You could try to cater to those more and then have a more structured and scheduled live dynamic. So that way, when you do go live, people who do interact with your channel for your general content, like I haven't watched it yet, but like your pick a card reading that you did, and I was the one that voted for that one for that topic. So thank you. You would essentially open up your lives for those people as well. For socializing, I also want to attract people into community. I also get that. Like when I joined the live earlier, I was very surprised to see that hot chocolate person because I knew that account and she has a pretty popular account. She gets like some thousands of views um from what I had seen, but it had been some weeks since I like last saw the channel. But I definitely get that about you and just that's what you always say about people. I like that about you. You're so nice and not only connecting, but you're wanting to be connected. You're a Libra, they're the sign of relationships. So relationships and partnerships. I love that for you. It couldn't be me though. That could not be me. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I just have a few surface level people that are just interested in taking me. I don't think you should hate that for yourself. Because honestly, at the end of the day, it honestly has nothing to do with you. If that's how they interact with readers and that's how they interact, and that's something that they have to realize for themselves and to understand why that's not the best approach, and then to want to change for themselves. The only and best thing you can do is to just try to maintain your own boundaries. Yeah, yeah. I noticed that as well. Like people would join lives and say subscribed, and it when they do that, it really feels like you're just subscribing just so you can get a question answered. But I agree. I think I do think people should have better intentions when interacting. Yeah. That's why I said maybe focus on your general channel content, so you're attracting those types of people and not just the wanting to get a reading through a live type of people. Oh, so that was that two of wands that showed up last. I mean, you know and trust yourself. So I think the issue you may have, especially with you being a Libra, um, You may have difficulty with like enforcing your boundaries while still feeling that you're not disrespecting or limiting people in any way. Mm. I think that Two of Wands came out last because you really the only thing and best thing you can do is to just focus on yourself and what you're doing. So, as long as you're satisfied with your content, keep producing your content as you are, and know that in time the people most attracted to you will be attracted to you. Well, I'm glad the reading really resonated for you. Amen. Good evening. I think someone else joined. Good evening. Hi. If you've joined and you're interested in a reading, you can check out the pinned comment. Hi, Aaliyah K. Your question is, will Alex and Nyla reconcile? So for Aaliyah K, will Alex and Nyla reconcile? Give me a minute to answer your question, Siren. Okay, Aaliyah K, for your question, will Alex and Nyla reconcile? The cards that I have presented for you are the Emperor reverse, Nine of Cups reverse, Princess of Discs, and the Sun. So I'm not really sure what the dynamic is between both Alex and Nyla, but with this Emperor in the reverse, this is really indicating to me that between the two, there seems to be some sort of attraction towards each other, but the connection can't be brought together um, for whatever reason. The I'm trying to pick up on the deeper messages that's wanting to come through with this Emperor reverse, because I don't feel that this is reflective of a single partner. I really feel this is the dynamic between both. Yeah, that's okay. I think it's pretty much what I was getting just right off the bat with this card, just that there seems to be some sort of attraction between Alex and Nyla, but the connection can actually be brought together. With this Nine of Cups in the reverse, I really feel that the connection can't be or won't come together in a mutually beneficial way, because emotionally the two parties are not connecting. There is happiness potential because this card presented it all. However, because it's in the reverse, one or both parties is simply unhappy with the other or with each other. However, with the two parties being emotionally dissatisfied with each other, that is actually for the best because the Princess of Discs has presented, which indicates a satisfaction with the physical experience that someone is having, and the Sun has presented up following this. So there's attraction towards each other, but there's an emotional disconnect, which I feel is the reason that the connection can't be brought together. And with the emotional disconnect, that's actually what is physically resonant for the dynamic overall and will actually lead to the happiness and the expansion for both parties, essentially. So to answer your question, will Alex and Nyla reconcile? Physically, the two will reconcile, but it won't be, they won't be emotionally coming together. Um, so there's a physical reconciliation, but there's not an emotional connection. So please let me know if that did or did not resonate, but I hope you were able to receive understanding and clarity around your situation. What was your realization? Mm, I think I can understand and relate to that. Is it the way I feel sometimes? I feel that um, my success can only and should only be proportional to the success of my parents. And I don't think my parents are very successful. And so I feel that I'm not going to be very successful. Is that similar for how you, for what you're experiencing? The reason I feel that way is because I want better for my mom. I don't want to be a quote unquote successful person and have a certain lifestyle if my mother isn't as quote unquote successful. I very much understand that. A lot of um, I can't remember what it was, but I also had a recent realization of, or I came into awareness of things or habits, actions from my childhood are also still present. Yeah, parental dynamic is tricky. I understand that. I also wonder um how much of the conscious aspects affects and is affected by the spirituality aspects. I can pull cards for that question. I think to some degree everyone has abandonment issues, but would you like to ask, do you have abandonment issues, or would you like to ask what's your dynamic with abandonment, or what's your dynamic around abandonment? Good evening, welcome in. Do you do you want to ask the second question? Okay. Um, what is Siren's dynamic around or with abandonment? Siren's dynamic around or with abandonment. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in the reading, you can check out the pinned comment, or you can just feel free to stay in chat. I know they're answering your question because when I split the deck just now, this was the card. This was one of the cards, and that's the same card that came out for your first reading. So I love when confirmations like that come up. Siren's dynamic around or with abandonment. How are you, Michelle, if you're still present? Hi, Jebison, or Jebus. I can answer your question after my current reading. Is Jebus your personal name? Just so I know I can connect closely to your energy. David? Okay, David, welcome in. Okay, Siren, to answer your question, what is Siren's dynamic with or around abandonment? The cards that have presented are the Knight of Discs, Three of Swords reverse, Hanged Man reverse, Princess of Swords reverse, and Prince of Discs reverse. Okay, what I think the situation is with this Knight of Discs, this is indicating that you could have the tendency to want to physically hold on to things, whether it's material possessions or people or even your physical surroundings, you do have a tendency to want to hold on to those things, excuse me, and try to maintain a sense of control with those items, whether it's a person, place, or thing. However, with the Three of Swords in reverse, this is indicating the things that you try to hold on to, for whatever reason, you feel a mental disconnect with. You aren't able to deeply, or at least in the way that you would like to deeply connect with these other figures, whether it's people or it's things, material possessions. You aren't able to deeply connect in the way that you want, and because you're unable to deeply connect, you do it honestly makes it honestly makes you insecure. With this hangman in the reverse, the hangman upright would have indicated that you're looking for a different perspective, looking around you. And because it's in the reverse, that honestly means that you're going within yourself, which is why I feel that it, the disconnect makes you feel insecure, because it's causing you to look at yourself versus to look, maybe there's something about this other person or this other thing that you just genuinely don't like, but you're wanting to have and to be with whatever this is. Yet because you emotionally and or mentally can't connect further the way that you want, you do have some insecurity. And within this insecurity, you're presenting as the Princess of Swords reverse and the Prince of Discs in the reverse. Someone who doesn't have mental certainty in initiating ideas, initiating new mental potential, but also someone who very much so doesn't know what to do with their current situation, whether it's the people around you, the things that you currently have, or where you physically are at in life. You it really feels like you're just at a genuine loss of how to interact further because of this insecurity. So overall, to answer your question directly, what is your dynamic with or around abandonment? I think you have a genuinely healthy and attraction to the things that you have attachment to, but for whatever reason, there's a disconnect between what you're wanting to experience with this thing or person or place, and that's what's causing you to feel insecure. So no, you don't have abandonment issues. You have disconnected disconnection issues. What you currently have, for whatever reason, doesn't feel to be for you. Are you still confused? So I guess the overall message for you, Siren, um the things that you're wanting to feel attachment to, or the things that you do feel attachment to, don't respond to you the way that you're wanting it to respond to you. And because of that, it creates an internal insecurity, and it causes you to react within that insecure dynamic, essentially. So let me know if there's anything I can still clear up, but I hope you were able to get some understanding and clarity from that. David, are you still present? Okay. So it looks like you have a number of questions within the first message you sent. Could you clarify your question? Yes, that could come through from that Three of Swords reverse. Honestly, those cards were a bit confusing, especially when the Hanged Man came out. That kind of threw me off a little bit. But I think I understood the general message. You don't have disordered attachment or abandonment issues. You just are not fulfilled in the way that you want to be fulfilled, and so it causes the what you are perceiving as attachment insecurity. So David, for your question, is anybody stable and good coming in love? Would that be your question? Is anybody stable and good coming in love? Okay. So let me reshuffle the cards for you. Okay, David, to answer your question, is anybody stable and good coming in love? The cards that have presented for you are the Six of Swords, the Seven of Swords reverse, the Hermit reverse, and the Five of Wands reverse. Okay. Now, with the Six of Swords, from the cards, from just the looking over the cards generally, I think the direct and clear answer to your question is not right now. But there are other messages that spirit is wanting to convey to you. So if you would like to stay. But with the Six of Swords in the upright, I feel that this is reflective of your interest in, I'm assuming, a romantic partnership, if that's what you mean by a healthy relationship. I'm assuming it's you're meaning romantic connection. But the Six of Swords is indicating that you're starting to have new ideas, specifically after some kind of change. Five numerologically is a number of change. Six being one beyond that is a continuation or a perseverance of the energy after a change. So it's moving forward. So you are moving forward in that regard. And especially with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, this is indicating that you were actually in a period of disconnect or delays or unsuccess. There was something that you were wanting to go towards that, for whatever reason, you were unable to fulfill. You have begun, or you are beginning to be in an energy where you are able to receive the understanding that you were wanting to have. Um, because this is a relationship question, and these swords, the swords suit are presenting for you, I really feel that you were having some kind of mental disconnect. It could even be insecurity. That's intuitively what wants to come out, but mentally there's some disconnect that you had been experiencing that was not allowing you to attract in a romantic partnership, but you are moving forward with moving beyond that delay or that hesitancy. However, I feel that this delay has to do with you not doing internal work that you're needing to do. With this Hermit in the reverse, this indicates someone who is rejecting being within the Hermit upright energy. You're needing to isolate yourself, whether physically or just socially. You're needing to isolate yourself, go within, um, gain deeper understanding, wisdom, and expanded perspective in order for you to better and more effectively attract in what you're wanting to bring in. But you're avoiding this hermit stage, and with you avoiding this hermit stage, you are not physically able to bring in what you're wanting to. You're not able to see the changes that you're wanting to have. This Five of Wands, it's presented in the reverse. Had the Five of Wands presented in the upright, that would indicate active effort to change some sort of physical aspect within your life. Because this is in the reverse, this is indicating that you're not doing so. You're saying if you are isolated already, the the ex, the spiritual expansion and growth you're needing to receive through your isolation, you're not yet receiving it because this card is in the reverse. So just maintain your focus. You may want to re-clarify your focus, but maintain your consistency and your intention and diligence. But there is something that you're needing to grow and expand more. But until you have fulfilled and completed this hermit stage, you are not able to make physical changes. And so with your reading ending with this Five of Wands in the reverse, it really feels that no, there is not um, anyone coming in for you right now because you're needing to have these changes. I do feel there's definitely the potential of someone with the six of swords. Um, the energy dynamic that I'm intuitively picking up, like it really feels that there is someone, whether you are consciously or unconsciously aware of, there is someone who you feel attraction towards, but and you would be interested in, but physically, it just can't be brought together. I am unable to provide a time frame for you because the time frame depends on you. You're in this hermit stage. Until you figure out how to get through this hermit stage, that's how long it's going to take. So that's your time frame. Whatever time you feel for your hermit stage. So please let me know if that did or did not resonate, but I hope you were able to receive some understanding, clarity into your situation. Michelle, you asked, will my current relationship continue and be healthy? Thank you, David, for being here. Okay. Michelle, to answer your question, will my current relationship continue and be healthy? You actually had an extra card that came out for your reading, but the cards that have presented for you are the Emperor reverse, Seven of Swords reverse, Six of Discs reverse, Two of Cups reverse, and Queen of Swords upright. So the clear-cut answer to your question is no. The dynamics of the actual card with this Emperor in the reverse, this is indicating that whether you consciously or unconsciously are aware of it, but excuse me, one or both parties deeply is disconnected from this within the dynamic. This really feels like someone, the Emperor upright is someone who is very initiative and going after what they want. With this being in the reverse, this is indicating to me that it's almost like someone is just sitting. They're just sitting in a situation. They're not actively interacting or going towards the situation. They simply have something just because they have it, not because they necessarily want or need it. With the Seven of Swords in the reverse, this is indicating that there actually seems to have been some sort of mental disconnect or even a mental conflict between the two parties that is not, it wasn't resolved, but it feels as if it's honestly, it's being ignored or not focused upon. With the Seven of Swords in the reverse, it really feels that whatever the situation or conflict between you and your partner, there's some issue that is being ignored and not properly resolved. With the Six of Discs in the reverse, this is indicating that physically the relationship is not able to move forward. Five is a numerological number of change, with six being one beyond that. It indicates a continuation or renewal of energy after a change. So it's how a situation moves forward. Because this is in the reverse, the situation cannot and is not moving forward. With the Two of Cups in the reverse, this is indicating to me that both parties in the relationship are not experiencing the greatest happiness um, for each individual. Um, they're whether the two of you love each other and are happy with each other together, it's not the greatest happiness you can be experiencing individually. And with this Queen of Swords presenting, I very heavily feel that this is actually going to be your dynamic. It feels that you are more of the initiator or decision maker within this dynamic, and it would essentially be up to you how the relationship moves forward. This is going to be your decision. I feel intuitively that you are the more feminine counterpart within your relationship, but it's going to be your decision how the connection moves forward. But to reiterate, I don't feel that this is a mutually beneficial or even satisfactory connection. So please let me know if that did or did not resonate, but I hope you were able to receive some clarity and understanding. Okay, I'm glad that resonated for you, Michelle. Thank you for confirming that. So I did indicate that my live is ending at midnight, and it's just after midnight. So if you guys have any final questions, you can go ahead and drop them, and then I'll answer, but then that'll be it. I'm going to be ending my live soon, so if you have any final questions, I'll go ahead and accept those, but that'll be it for the live. Okay. Should Siren expect reconciliation from person S? Okay. While I was trying to shuffle what was told to me just now, or what was given to me just now, um, to answer your question directly, yes, you should expect reconciliation. Are you wanting to know, will you receive reconciliation? Okay. Will Siren receive reconciliation from person S? So just to point out, when I split the deck, I use that to determine when I should start shuffling cards based on the cards that present. And the cards when I split the deck for you are the Two of Swords, which is a self-certainty, and the Magician. So I know that this round of shuffling is going to answer everything. Just to let folk know how um, why it sometimes takes me longer to shuffle out cards than others. Think that round of shuffling is for you because the cards that were shown when I split the deck were the Two of Swords and the Magician. Your spirits love me. It's not just my spirits. Also, guess what? Sir, you know how I'm an Aries. Do you know what today is? Or today now? Okay, sorry to answer your question. Will I receive reconciliation from person S? The cards that have presented are the Princess of Swords reverse, Two of this, the Two of Swords reverse, and the Lust card reverse. This card presented for you again. So this is, yeah, this card is presented for you again. So based on the overall impression from the cards, I'm going to say the answer to your question directly is no. You will not be receiving reconciliation from person S. And I say that because the Princess of Swords in the reverse is indicating that you do have some sort of, excuse me, mental upset. There's a particular problem or situation that you're facing, but you're unable to resolve it. However, at the same time, you have physical satisfaction with yourself with this two of discs um, presenting. This is more so indicating the energy to me that even if you don't have the mental satisfaction or gratification that you're wanting to have, which honestly, that is what reconciliation is. It's really gratification for the person receiving it. Um, Even though you're not receiving the satisfaction, you do have physical contentment within yourself. You have self assurance with yourself in that regard. This is basically stating that you're going to physically be fine. You'll be fine with yourself. You know that whatever the situation is, it has nothing to do with you physically. It's just the mental experiences that you're having. However, with the Two of Swords in the reverse, this is also again. This is, I think, this card. These last two cards are what indicate strongest to me that you won't be receiving this reconciliation, because with this Two of Swords in reverse, this indicates that no, you don't feel good about yourself mentally. You are not mentally satisfied. You do have a mental problem that you're still wanting to work through, and I feel that it has to do that. The problem is the situation and the uncertainty that you feel regarding this person. And with the lust card in reverse, the lust in this tarot deck is actually reflective of the strength card. So this seemingly difficult situation that you're wanting to get through and get over and work through, you will not be receiving um, the results that you're wanting to with this lust in the reverse. Um, I can't, from your comment, you mean in a sense, even if contact is restored, I'll be disappointed. I can't even indicate if there will be contact. Um, it really feels like that there may not be contact because these two swords are in the reverse. If there is contact, then yes, you will not be satisfied. Hi, Fabio. Hi, welcome in, and thank you so much for being here. I'm actually ending the live after this reading, so I do apologize for that. But you're more than welcome to subscribe and check out later live readings I host or my general readings on my channel. So yes, Siren. No, you will not. You won't receive the reconciliation that you would like to receive, if anything at all. And you'll be okay with that. You'll come into acceptance of that. You will be fine. So that will conclude your reading, Siren. That will also conclude the current live session. Thank you very much for everyone who joined. Whether you did or didn't participate, I do appreciate your presence. I do love and value your presence and your energy. So thank you very much. Um, I guess final messages. Thanks for clearing it up. I go back and forth, nothing. I'm just not in acceptance, but I think time will heal. Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy New Year to everyone. I celebrate the new year with the vernal equinox. So Happy New Year. Thank you very much, everyone. I love you very much, and good night.